Welcome to today's study, and the subject is called Waiting on the Lord. Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. King Saul, brothers and sisters, was the tallest as well as a well-mannered man in all his ways compared to all the Israelites, and was Israel's first king. He was so popular in his first few years. But sadly, as he continued his walk, he forgot who appointed him king of Israel, as well as who would advise him on the Lord's thoughts. God had given him an amazing prophet in the prophet Samuel. In 1 Samuel 13:8, Saul was anxiously waiting on the prophet Samuel to perform the sacrifice to Adonai. But as Samuel tarried, Saul, in fear that his armies would return home, performed the sacrifice himself just to please the men of Israel. Sadly, the moment he completed the act, the prophet Samuel turned up. King Saul made two critical mistakes. First, he should have known that only a high priest could offer the sacrifice according to the Torah because of its ordinances. Thus began the decline of King Saul of Israel. Brothers and sisters, waiting on the Lord's timing in the world of today is one of the most difficult challenges you and I face. Many of us pray and expect for that miracle to take place, just like we warm our coffees in a microwave. But the challenging task is to understand the spiritual dimensions of creation. Isaiah 55 verse 8 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, said the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." What a profound statement. God is explaining to us the dimensions of heaven in comparison to the dimensions of the earth. It was my personal experience that I had to sell my vehicle to pay for my daughter's university education last year. I made every opportunity of doing so, but nothing happened. I kept praying, and I had to wait 1 year. But then, as I continued in prayer, I found that God's favor had a time and a season. As this was presented in prayer, only last week, many buyers turned up, and amazingly, the price I got was at least 25% more than I had originally expected to sell it for. By waiting 12 months, God profited me more than 25% of what I expected. This clearly proves, brothers and sisters, Isaiah 55:8, that His ways are higher than ours and His thoughts are higher than ours. It proves to us that God's timing is perfect, and all we have to do is wait patiently on the Lord. Today, in your prayer time, commit that to the Lord and say, "Lord, just like you told the Father at Gethsemane, 'Father, not my will but thine.'" Offer your prayer to God and say, "Lord, this is a prayer for the courts of heaven. Let it happen in your time, because your time is perfect, and I will wait on you." I pray that this blesses you. Thank you, and once again, may the Lord bless you.